Hey, good morning. I'm coming to you from my barn, so you're going to hear barn noises in the background. But everybody always asks me what I use for my skin in the winter time. Oh, and you're going to hear the 4 dogs that are in here with me. They always ask me, what do I use for my skin in the winter time? Because I have very sensitive skin and I spend a lot of time outside. And so I wanted to share with you this salve that I really love, and it's really easy. And so if you go to heartofherbs.com/blog and you search salve, you'll find our simple salve instructions, and I basically follow those parameters, but I like this one to be a little bit looser so it goes on the skin lighter. And so basically it is 16 ounces of oil and 2 to 3 ounces of wax. So this is my melted wax, and I turn the pan on and I let it get hot. Then I turn it off and I add the wax, and then I don't have to actually keep an eye on the wax. It just naturally melts on its own, and I find that to be much easier because whenever I make something for myself, I'm not as organized. And so I'm like, oh, where's this container and where's that and where's this? And so basically I do it that way. And another tip is I use copper. Now, copper can be expensive, but you can find copper often at like thrift stores and stuff. You can see got some dirty copper over there. And because it just regulates and transmits heat the best. Or you could do something like a product from like Heritage Steel. No, nobody's giving me any money for any of these things. These are just products that work great for me, especially when I'm working in the barn. It means I'm doing more than one thing at a time. All right, so I have my hot wax in my Pyrex jar, and then I'm going to start adding the different oils. So now's the fun part. I have to do this quickly because the barn is cold and my wax is going to start to solidify. But basically what I want to do is I want to put in oils that I feel are good for my skin and work well for my skin. So the first is infused calendula oil, and I usually put in a good amount of that. The next is St. John's wort oil. I like that one too. I'm going to do a dash of vitamin E. And then rosehip seed oil is one of my favorites. I put a lot of that in. Raspberry seed oil, I don't know much about this one, but I'm going to add some. I've been liking it on my skin. A dash of jojoba, and this is going to help with glide. And then I'm going to add some sea buckthorn oil. See how it's already starting to solidify down here in the barn? And then I'm going to add a little bit more calendula because I don't want this to be like a super hard salve. And then I'm going to add just a little bit more St. John's wort because I don't have much left. So I'm almost at my 16 ounces. So I'm going to add a little bit more rosehip seed oil. See, here's the thing. It doesn't have to be perfect. And once you start working with your skin, you're going to start understanding what your skin likes and how it works for you. So I'm going to turn this camera off real quick and I'm going to stir this up because it's starting to solidify on me. All right, this is what the final product looks like. And obviously the canning jar is not solid yet. But the canning jar will probably last me the whole year. So it's a great way to preserve and extend oils by adding them to salves. And another thing is look, it doesn't have to be perfect. Find something that works for you and find something that makes you feel good when you put it on your skin.